Lately, I've really been enjoying Iron Pineapple's videos, especially his Steam Dumpster Diving series where he tries out some indie Souls-like games and reviews them. I saw Limcube is also doing this now with Zelda-Likes, so I put a bit of a spin on mine, and I also made sure I wasn't covering any of the games he did. The games I'll be checking out are a bit more well-known than what Iron Pineapple usually does, but I have good reason for it. Back in March, 2 months before Tears of the Kingdom released, Polygon posted an article called The 11 Best Zelda-Likes to Play After Tears of the Kingdom. They were getting a bit ahead of themselves with this one, but I figured it would be fun to go through and try out all these games and review them like Iron Pineapple does. But I'll be focusing a little more on whether or not the game should actually be considered a Zelda-like, since that's an even more niche category than Souls-like, and most importantly, whether or not the game scratches that Tears of the Kingdom itch. Also, since these games are a little higher profile, I'm going to avoid showing any footage too deep into the game so I don't spoil any story or exciting new mechanics that you should discover yourself. Polygon describes a Zelda-like as a game that has unique and charming characters, puzzle-based dungeons, or a collection of new tools that you need to master in order to take down the next boss. If you enjoy this kind of video and would like to see me make more, then liking, subscribing, and commenting on the video would help me out a ton. Thanks. Let's begin with the first game on the list, Eastward. Polygon says The Legend of Zelda's influence on Eastward is clear the moment you load up the game. Its gameplay and style oozes Zelda right down to the heart meter denoting your hit points. Part Earthbound and part Zelda, Eastward is a must-play for anyone interested in pixel art and RPGs. Let's see how true that is. Okay, so we've got a map that definitely seems pretty old-school Zelda-y. Wait a gall-darned minute. The dialogue in this game is fantastic. There are slug enemies over there. What's in here? Oh, more slugs? How do I... Okay. I mean... It's just a basic two-piece combo that you could do pretty fast. That feels pretty Zelda-y. Yeah. I mean, it's an arching swing that propels you forward a little bit. Again, pretty top-down Zelda-y. and when you loot something, holding it up and playing a little tune, okay? Some very, very clear influences here. This, I feel like, is the first thing that is kind of shared between old school top-down Zelda games and the more modern ones like Tears of the Kingdom. Just, in general, unlocking new gadgets. The combat feels good. Satisfying, like, feedback on it. Should back up a little more. Okay, enemies drop hearts, yep. Destructible environment with ammo drops. Also pretty standard. Again, another thing that's, I would say, kind of shared with the more modern Zelda games as well. Okay, this is basically an electric choo-choo. Are you about to say it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and give me the Master Pan? He did say take this. He didn't quite say it's dangerous to go alone, but he did say take this, and he gave me a hot dog. Okay. A cracked wall that you can blow up with a bomb. I'm basically playing A Link to the Past. Oh, that heavy attack. It's pretty good. Wow, get wrecked. Excellent jingle. And I unlocked a heart container, so I guess that was a boss fight. My max hearts were increased. I can definitely see the Earthbound influence too. Like, I feel like the vibe of the characters and the overall world seems a lot more Earthbound. Whereas, like, maybe the gameplay is more Zelda. The show they watch is called Earthborn. Subtle. Oh, and yellow hearts. I wonder if that's like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where you can like get extra hearts on top of your heart containers you already have. Probably. Ingredients, so you can probably cook. That's another Tears of the Kingdom similarity right there. Oh, we've got fast travel points. Okay. That's pretty modern Zelda, if you ask me. Oh, wow, and there's a lot of them too. That's very convenient. I like that. Alright, prologue done. On to Chapter 1. Like a lot of other Zelda games, This game has a very long intro. Or it could just be that this is just a very dialogue and story heavy game, which would not be Zelda-like at all. So it's got the very linear, you can only push it left or right thing, you can't push it diagonally, and you have to start from a certain side. That's also very classic Zelda. A heart orb. Collect 3 more to increase your hearts. Okay, so this is a piece of heart. If that was a dungeon, it was another really short one. I wonder if maybe these aren't real dungeons, these first 2 that I've been in. They feel like they're supposed to be. I mean, the first one even ended with you getting an extra heart, but like, they're very short for dungeons, and so far the puzzles are very simplistic. We'll see if that improves. There's slugs blocking the electrical line, and some explosive barrels over there, but there's a gap I can't cross, so I wonder if I could... Oh, you can slap your bombs. That's pretty cool. I feel like that kind of adds an extra dimension to puzzle solving at the very least, but hopefully combat at some point. Let's try it out here. Drop a bomb. And yay! Okay. Not quite close enough. The radius of the bomb is pretty small, so I'd say it's not a super effective weapon for combat. Okay, so now it feels like I might be in my first proper dungeon. I'm not sure. Maybe this game just doesn't have a dungeon structure. That's also very possible. The atmosphere in here is really cool. Definitely feels post-apocalyptic. Okay, this is probably a key. Yep. So we need to head back over to that other room now. Very Zelda-like. Find a door that needs a key, then run around until you find the key. Classic dungeon. Really confirms for me that I am in a dungeon right now. I wonder if I can bat those back with my pan. Let's try it out. I can. That's cool. I like that. Oh shit. Bye, Sam. The thing I released earlier has come to kill me. It's boss fight time. Oh god. Okay. Running sequence? Do I drop a bomb? Oh my god. Okay. Maybe... Oh, wait for him to suck in and then drop a bomb. Alright. That's... The more you know. And then that reveals the weak spots, so you can do damage. Very Zelda bossy. Alright, hold on. Hold on. What are you doing? Oh, you're shooting shit. Okay. Pretty standard, but a lot of the old Zelda bosses are. Very gimmicky, very repetitive pattern. I forgot about the shooting. Very repetitive pattern. Oh no, he shot where I was like a long time ago. I thought he was gonna shoot right where I was then. Wow, rookie move. He read me like a book. Anyway, I was just about to talk about how easy this boss fight is. And, because it's a very simple rotation. Obviously, if you don't get shot, it's fairly simple. You bomb, you hit, you dodge. But I like the gimmicks. I'm a fan of that. I like the weak spots. I think it adds some pizzazz. Now, the real test to see if this is a Zelda boss is to see if it has 3 phases. If it has more than that, then it might be a little bit of a fringe case. Okay, we're moving on. That was... We already did 3 rotations, so this is already longer than a normal Zelda boss fight. I know there are some Zelda boss fights that go more than 3 rotations, but it's a standard I'm used to. Okay, so it was a 4-rounder. I would say that's uncommon for Zelda games, but not unheard of. Overall, that was a fun boss fight. What a banger, my word. And, oh, we got an extra heart, let's go! Now we can play as Sam, she's unlocking a new skill. We learned Energy Bubble. Alright, what does that do? Oh, okay. So you can aim it. It's a ranged attack, okay. So just like John, you've got standard ranged attacks, and then charged ranged attacks. The difference is she has a meter and she runs out. At the bottom left there you can see when you're not doing anything it recharges. Okay, so you can't just spam it like you can with John, but I assume that means it's probably more powerful. So we're still in the first dungeon. My semi-complaint from earlier about the dungeons being short definitely was unfounded, because those clearly weren't dungeons. This is quite long, I'd say. Let's see how this does in combat. Oh. Does it not do damage? Does it just... Is it kind of like a stasis thing? Okay, so a charged attack seems the same, it just might increase your range. It seems like she doesn't do damage, she kind of just freezes or stuns the enemy. Interesting, okay. I'm not against that. So that's the end of chapter 1. That was a really long chapter. Okay, well I think we're at a pretty good spot here after the first dungeon and at the start of chapter 2. I'm gonna keep playing, and I'll get back to you. Eastward was a surprising experience. As Polygon said, the influences are pretty clear here. The characters and dialogue are reminiscent of Earthbound, while the gameplay is clearly derived from the Zelda franchise, mostly the top-down games. What really surprised me was the charm. This game absolutely oozes charm, from its wacky characters to its beautiful and immersive world design. Throughout the game, I remained completely immersed in this believable post-apocalyptic world that helps you feel invested in the main characters, John and Sam, and their story. Aside from the charm, you can also find a lot of joy in the gameplay. You have some classic Zelda-style dungeons and bosses, which are always a treat, and some decent puzzles. For me, the puzzles really peaked when you got to a Portal 2 style section where John and Sam are separated and have to flip switches on their end to help the other through their path. While the puzzles were overall pretty fun, the combat was a little less so. It felt pretty punchy, but quickly got repetitive. You do get new weapons and abilities to keep you interested throughout the game, and you can even upgrade the weapons. But that didn't stop the normal combat from getting old. The bosses stayed fun though because they all had their Zelda-style gimmicks that reveal a weak spot, and I'm a sucker for that. Honestly, the only thing that really held me back from fully enjoying Eastward was just how story-heavy it was. You spend half an hour playing through a fun dungeon and fighting a fun boss just to sit through 30 minutes to an hour of dialogue. Luckily, the dialogue was written really well, so it was mostly enjoyable, but boy did it feel like a slog sometimes. So let's look back at that Polygon article and see how Eastward fits the brief. Eastward does indeed have unique and charming characters, puzzle-based dungeons, and a collection of new tools, so yeah, I think Eastward definitely qualifies as a Zelda-like game. But does it fill the Tears of the Kingdom-sized void in your heart? While it does share many qualities with the Zelda franchise, most of those similarities are with the older top-down Zelda games, not our new open-world ones. So if you're a big fan of classic Zelda games and don't mind sitting through some story dumps, then there's a lot to love here, and you'll probably enjoy playing Eastward. But if you're looking for something similar to Tears of the Kingdom, I don't think this is it. Next up we have Death's Door, a game that I'm sure many of you have at least heard of. I've never played it, but I do remember all the headlines comparing it to Zelda when it first released. Polygon said, if Eastward is Earthbound meets The Legend of Zelda, then Death's Door is a mixture of Dark Souls and Zelda. Death's Door has the top-down exploration of many Zelda games, where players collect upgrades and tools while moving through puzzles and dungeons, but pairs that with a dark world and challenging boss battles more akin to Dark Souls. Let's see how true that is. So we've got our attack button. Hey, there's the dodge roll, okay. Feeling pretty soulsy. And on the upper left, I'm not really sure, I'm sure one of those is like my heart's my life. Obviously it's not heart-shaped like Eastward was, and like Zelda games are. I'm not sure what the other one is though. Maybe some kind of special ability meter and then we seem to have tools. Dropping in your door for you. Is this Monsters Inc? Dude, there's a bunch of doors in the background. This is Monsters Inc. Oh my god. Forget Souls-Likes and Zelda-Likes. This is a Monsters Inc. Okay, this very much feels like a old school Zelda style level design. Demonic Forest Spirit. We have a boss fight right out of the gate. I haven't even fought anything regular yet. What do you... My word, you're just throwing me right into it. Ha. Get wrecked. Ah! I should have ran the other way. The bar that was green and is now yellow in the top left there is indeed my health. So I don't know what the other bar is. Let's try some arrows. There we go. I keep forgetting I have a dodge roll. That would help a lot. I'm playing this like a Zelda game and not a Dark Souls game. Am I? Oh, I'm out of arrows. Oh, the other bar is arrows or probably just tool charges. Okay, well, I'm out of arrows. Oh, but you recharge them by attacking. Okay, that's pretty cool. This is fun. This is a great introductory boss fight. I like that the game doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't go out of its way to explain the mechanics to you. You kind of just figure it out on your own. Very Souls-like. Okay. GG. Fun boss fight. I'm also noticing that there's no, like, pots or any breakable environment objects that I can use to find health drops, which would have been something Zelda-like. So far, this, like, aside from level design, this feels way more Souls than it does Zelda. A life seed. Planting one of these in a green pot will yield soul fruit, which can be consumed to restore your health. Interesting. So you kind of have to make potions on your own? Oh, there was some destructible environment, but no health drops. What is this? Consume. Okay, so that is a health drop. Just a more complicated one. And it looks like that pot is now used up. That's very interesting. A mass of soul energy. Soul energy can be spent in the Hall of Doors on Reaper upgrades. Okay, so that thing on the bottom right is in fact a currency. Oh my god, we've got a Zelda-style sign, but it's a crow. This way to the summit. The true test is if I can cut it. Man, this is totally a Zelda game, no way! And then you can read it and it's like actually cutting the dialogue box in half. That's so cool. That's so cool, I love that. Pray at Shrine, okay. Do I get more heart containers and stamina vessels? Is this Breath of the Wild? Is this Tears of the Kingdom? The Ancient Shrine offers you a shard from a Vitality Crystal. Collecting 4 will raise your Vitality beyond its limits. Okay, so this is a heart piece container. Or a piece of heart. Yeah. So that is very Zelda-like there. Oh, you're pretty much identical to a Wizrobe. Okay. So this is a Wizrobe. That could be Tears of the Kingdom-y, you know? Tears of the Kingdom has Wizrobes. I keep looking at these and thinking like, oh, that's a bonfire, but it's not. I wonder if this game has something like bonfires. Oh, another checkpoint? Yeah, this is the other sign I cut in half. Yo! So maybe instead of a bonfire, I just keep unlocking checkpoints back towards the beginning of the map? That makes sense, I guess. Is this boss fight? Is this the giant soul I am to... Oh my god. The spin move is very Souls-like. Yep. I am straight up fighting a Souls boss right now. Granted, an easier one, but still. Do you have a ranged attack? What are you doing all day? Yep, you sure do. You sure do. You sure do! Don't love that! Oh my god! Oh my god, how do I avoid that? It's so fast! Okay, I don't know how to avoid that. I don't like this. I don't like it. Never mind, I take back everything I said. This is hard. Please, don't do the laser. Don't do the laser. You're cheating? You're cheating? Oh, get shit on. Dude, you suck. Wow, easy. GG easy. Easy clap. What is this? I found some rogue daggers. These blades can speedily inflict damage to an opponent. Death by 1,000 cuts. You can equip it from the weapons menu. I was not expecting other weapons. Oh, tight. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That should be fun. Flame spell acquired. Oh shit, your boy's got some magic? Switch to flame spell or switch back to arrows. Okay. Still 4 charges. Whoa. That's sick. The Witch of Urns, Grandma. I mean, you can literally just stand in one spot and you're good. That's a very... not a good implementation of that attack style. Literally not moving at all. Oh shit, okay, I should have moved a tiny bit. Okay, GG. Well, I feel like this is a good stopping point. I'm going to keep playing, because I'm having a good time. But this is a very short game, and I'm probably already over a quarter of the way through it. Maybe even a third. And I don't really want to spoil much about it, so while I give my review, I'm not going to show footage past this point, because I don't want to spoil anything. But I am going to keep playing, and I'll be back in just a second. Death's Door is a fantastic game, but I don't know that I would call it a Zelda-like. There are definitely some Zelda influences in the game, like the top-down perspective, the level design, and some small details like getting what is essentially a heart container, and doing the little new item animation that Link does, but that's kind of where the similarities stop. This is a Souls-like game through and through. Let's go through Polygon's Zelda-like checklist. The characters are unique, but I don't think I would call them charming. They're more like the odd characters you would find in a Souls-like game, but with some lighthearted humor thrown in. There are technically puzzle-based dungeons, but the puzzles are completely brainless, and the game relies much more on waves of combat while you're trying to reach the next checkpoint to heal, so again, doesn't really fit. And finally, there are a collection of new tools that you need to master, but it's more in the Tears of the Kingdom style because you're mostly just collecting new weapons or offensive tools. So I'd say that one fits. Overall, I'd hesitate to call this a Zelda-like. The influences are there, but they are completely overshadowed by all of the Soulsborne inspirations. So, Death's Door is a really fun game. If it looks like something you'd be into, then I definitely suggest checking it out. But it's not really a Zelda-like, and it doesn't really scratch the Tears of the Kingdom itch. Next up, we have Okami HD, a game that I have never heard of. Polygon said, Okami has become known for its ostensible similarity to Twilight Princess, the Zelda title that features Link in lupine form. But the similarities extend beyond this superficial character comparison, to the extent that fans consider it one of the best unofficial Zelda games. The game seems to have Zelda in its DNA, even in its smallest moments. It's very interesting that it's supposedly similar to Twilight Princess, considering that Okami came out 7 months before Twilight Princess. Well, either way, let's find out how true this is. Oh, hold on. Did I just see what I thought I saw? She has a butt window? What is this game? Interesting. You can switch from a behind camera to an above camera. That's kind of cool. Above camera definitely helps to see stuff. Ooh, that's a high jump, and I like the little grass animation when you land. That's crazy. Press X to bust him with your head. So, this is very Zelda-like. Breaking pots for items. Way to go, my furry friend. Okay, you're talking too much. You can do that anytime you see something you can break. No shit. Okay, and there's money inside. Yeah, that's pretty Zelda-y. Interesting. The attack is weird. It's very... yeah, it's like a little charge attack, and it kind of locks you in. Interesting. God, the text speed is slow. I'm gonna see if there's a setting to fix that. Yeah, I don't see text speed. Okay. I do like that. The longer you run, it increases your speed. That's pretty cool. So you get going really fast if you're traveling long distances. And the grass behind you changes into flowers. That's pretty neat. Do I just go like this? Just slather my brush all over? Does it actually have holes where there were gaps in my drawing? That's cool. Okay, I can appreciate that. What does this sign say? Fountain of Nagi. Can I cut it? Nagi, what's his name doing here? I can hit it, and it bounces me back. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh my god, they're such a talker. Okay, I feel like I'm being overly critical here. I should try to give this game the benefit of the doubt, take my time, and not judge it harshly too quick. But, like, it's just, it has neat concepts, but it somehow manages to be even more handholdy than a normal Zelda game. Oh, my attacks are different in a fight. Once you've caught them off guard and turned them black and white, they're easy prey for your brush no matter how nasty they are. Grab your brush and give them a power slash. And that pauses the game. Weird. Okay. Village Elder is Mr. Orange, and he's got an orange on his head. The creativity is astounding. I obtained a feed bag of seeds, freshly roasted seeds that seed-loving animals can't resist. Okay. Look at the sweet grub you found. Hey, wait, this is animal food. Still, we could save it to give to animals. Let's use it when we try to approach animals. See, something good might come out of using it the right way. I'm sorry, this is so verbose. Like, they're just drowning you in text anytime the slightest thing happens. I pick up a bag of seeds, it describes what it is and what it's used for, and then my quirky little companion here gives me 8 dialogue boxes re-explaining what was just explained to me, but in a way more drawn-out way that's completely unnecessary. I'm sure the fights get a little more interesting later. Maybe more enemies, or ink management, or something. I don't know. But right now, this is just not satisfying combat. And not to say that Zelda games have the most satisfying combat ever. Twilight Princess definitely doesn't, but it's better than this so far. Oh my god. I'm over an hour into the game. Why are we still stopping me every 10 feet for dialogue? I see that the tree's moving, and I know to be careful around it. You didn't need to say anything like, oh my god, I walked 3 feet! Try to hit its fruit back at it. Okay, draw one quick stroke to hit the... Jesus Christ. I have to draw? I have to draw. Oh my god, that's just so... ugh. And that just stuns it. All it does is stun it. It doesn't take it out. I could have just ran straight by it and ignored it completely and everything would have been fine. Oh boy. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. Usually I would keep playing, but I am just really not having a good time with this, and I'm ready to be done with it. So let's just get straight into the review. Wow, I really didn't expect that. Polygon's description of the game made me think I was really going to love it. I went into the game excited because Twilight Princess is one of my favorite Zelda games, and I really thought I'd be in for a treat here. It's got a lot of good reviews, so it's clearly a good game, just not for me. I can't think of a better word to describe Okami than just tedious. The entire time I played, every little thing I did felt so tedious, especially because the game stops you for incredibly slow dialogue every few steps. One thing this game could learn from the Zelda franchise is how to show, rather than dump excruciating exposition and handholding on you every 30 seconds. I know I've been harsh about this game, and I've probably upset a lot of people here, and I'm sorry about that. But I honestly can't remember a game intro that has made me this utterly bored. A couple other things to note. The art style is beautiful, but also somehow hard to look at, and I genuinely can't figure out who the target audience is here. Okami has the hand-holding of a children's game with the butt windows of an adult's game. It makes no sense. Let's check the polygon checklist. I wouldn't describe the characters as unique or charming. There was very little creativity involved in creating these characters, as evidenced by the aptly named Mr. Orange, and the so-so dialogue prevents any of them from being charming. If there are puzzle-based dungeons in this game, I didn't see them after 2 hours of slogging through dialogue, but there definitely are tools that you need to master in order to progress, this time in the form of drawing the same thing over and over, but on different things. Okay, so I looked into the game a little more, and it seems like there are some actual dungeons and bosses, I just hadn't reached any yet. Also, I started typing in Okami tools, and the first suggestion that popped up was Okami too much dialogue, so I rest my case. I hate to do this, but I honestly can't say whether or not this classifies as a Zelda-like. I'm sure this is one of those games that just takes 30 hours to get good, but in my opinion, it doesn't seem worth pushing through the pain to get to that point. And no, this definitely doesn't scratch the Tears of the Kingdom itch. Next up, we have Nobody Saves the World, which I'm pretty excited for since it was made by the same team that made Guacamelee, and I love that game. Although, just based off the pictures, this doesn't really look like a Zelda-like. Polygon said, Drinkbox Studios' top-down dungeon crawler is Zelda for a new generation, from its zany overworld encounters to the procedurally generated grottos underneath. Let's see how true that is. Nostramagus' basement level 1. Alright, so we're already in a dungeon. Nice. Form unlocked. Oh! Interesting. Unlocked. Go to town with your little chompers. Restores 5 mana and builds 15 poison on hit. I'm a rat now. Gnaw baddies, it deals dark damage. And if I gnaw 50 baddies, I'll just go straight up a form level. Alright, well now we can escape through this hole. Oh, okay. Okay, they do damage. I don't think I have a dodge. So I need to start doing more drive-bys so I don't get hit, 'cause they attack quick. The combat, like, I could see how it feels Zelda-like, at least for classic top-down dungeon crawler Zeldas. But I mean, I don't know, it's such a basic thing at this point to have a game that has combat like this for a top-down game that it feels weird to say that that's Zelda-like. Oh, so the grade is based on whatever form you're using. So I reached D grade with Nobody, and then I just reached D grade with Rat. Okay. I unlocked Consume. 30% of consume damage is leached as health. Cooldown 2.5 seconds, costs 30 mana. Okay. So we've got a new health steal ability. So, I need to be B to get Egg, or C to get Guard or Ranger. Interesting. Okay. A lot of dudes. That is a lot of dudes. Whoa, Consume is strong. Okay, so we've got some spike walls and a lever. Look at this. Zelda dungeon, basically. Auto-firing turrets. That's pretty top-down Zelda-y. Maybe even modern open-world Zelda-y. Who knows? Let's look at these new forms and see what I want to do. Do I want to keep leveling Rat to get Egg? Or do I want to go Guard, which can lead into Horse or Magician? Ranger that can lead into Slug or Bodybuilder. Horse and Magician seem better, but Ranger seems better than Guard. Yeah, Horse and Magician just sound more interesting to me than Slug and Bodybuilder, so we're gonna go Guard for now. So now I just have the one attack. Ooh, this is way slower and clunkier. Hopefully the damage is there. It's, you know, does more damage than the Rat, but not very much more. Oh, boss room? Got a little mini-boss? Oh, okay. Like a little arena fight. Too much, settle down. Oh, you guys are hard to dodge with this form. Oh boy, I am in trouble? I'm dead. I'm so dead. I am so dead. Yep. That is Navi. That right there is just Navi. Yeah, the level design does feel pretty Zelda-esque, and I like that. And you've got, of course, destructible environment objects that drop money. This is very bad. If the Calamity gets strong enough, it's going to infect everything. And okay, hold on. Calamity? Breath of the Wild reference? Horse moves faster, like that. Ooh, the kicks are behind. That's gonna be weird trying to get used to positioning myself to kick enemies behind me, but cool. Oh, does great damage. And the knockback is crazy. Shit go hard. That's a new form level, nice. That unlocks Toidle, which leads into Robot. Interesting. Hit baddies with hell shells, swim around in water. I can swim now, let's go. That's huge. I like this. I like these moves. Wait, why is this locked? Your form quests are being blocked by the Calamity? That's messed up. Invulnerable until they're hit with the right damage type. Make the baddie vulnerable with a dark attack, then defeat it. Open the form menu, and if you need to choose a different form. Yeah, so... and then that just makes it damageable. I mean, I may as well. It kind of sucks to have to switch forms mid-wave. Okay, well, now we gotta switch to Sharp. But also, I can quickly swap forms? Oh, okay, never mind, we're fine. I don't mind switching forms frequently now. Holy shit, hold on. It's galloping time. Gotta get through the bulk. I really wish it was letting me get form progress here, because it feels like my time is wasted in this dungeon because I can't unlock new forms. And I really wanted to try some new stuff here. Okay, so this game does have actual bosses. That's good. I was worried. Okay, the boss is starting to put in some work on me now. Now that it's actually bouncing around the arena. We did it! Yay! Alright, that started out like crazy easy and then actually got kind of exciting. A little hairy at some points. Nice. That was a fun boss fight. What bravery, what courage. I can't believe I had the guts to wait outside. That was nerve-wracking. Wow, so brave. Big Gnarly. Level 30, all damage times 9,999. So everything is one hit. Let's get this bread. Sounds like a blast. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Every attack does a ridiculous amount of damage. I'm gonna gallop through everything. Oh shit. Hold on. Okay. Alright, well, I feel like this is a good stopping point. I'm gonna keep playing, and I'll get back to you in just a second with the review. Nobody Saves the World is a very fun game, at least for the first hour. Unlocking new forms is very satisfying, and it's fun to try them out and see which ones you like, but then you hit a point where it doesn't allow you to keep progressing forms until you've completed enough dungeons. And what makes the game fun is that feeling of progression. That, coupled with the enemies that need to be hit with specific damage types, forces you to diversify and spend time with a lot of different forms. And while I am a big fan of variety and options, I'm not a huge fan of forced variety, especially when some forms are just more fun to play than others. But honestly, most of that could be fixed by just playing with a friend and having some damage type coverage between you. Aside from that small gripe, this is still a very fun game with a great art style and very satisfying gameplay. The forms help the game to not feel too repetitive, even though it does start to drag when you're killing the same enemy for the 1000th time, but that's just how this genre is, so it's nice that the forms help to fight that repetitiveness and separate the game from others in its genre, like The Binding of Isaac. So is Nobody Saves the World a Zelda-like? Let's check the polygon checklist. We've definitely got unique characters. I don't know that I would really call them charming, but really, how charming are the characters in Zelda games? I think this fits. The dungeons are not puzzle-based in the slightest, so that doesn't fit, and you don't really collect new tools that you have to master in order to progress. I'm sure you could argue that the new forms fit that description, but they're not really tools. They're basically just entirely different characters with different abilities. While I wouldn't describe this as a Zelda-like, I can see where Polygon's coming from by describing this as a Zelda for a new generation. This feels like the natural progression of the top-down Zelda games in a lot of ways, but it is nothing like Tears of the Kingdom, and it definitely doesn't scratch that itch. It is a really fun game though. If you're one of those rare people out there that has friends, then you should definitely check it out. Next up we have Tunic. Another game I remember that liked Death's Door was pretty viral when it released due to its similarity to top-down Zelda games. Tunic stars a tiny fox that wields a sword and a shield, clearly a nod to the Legend of Zelda's hero Link. The fox even wears a green tunic. It's the secrets and mysteries of the world, which sometimes mean asking friends for help, that makes Tunic special. Let's find out how true that is. So we've got a dodge roll. I would say that's a little more Soulsy than Zelda-y, but I love dodge rolls, so I'm okay with it. Giving me Zelda vibes in the way that rolling around is faster than walking. They really kind of throw you in without direction here, which, again, Zelda-y, at least old Zelda games. Yo, I got a stick! Starting with a stick, that's basically a tree branch, right? That is Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild-y, so we've got a similarity, folks. And you can break pots for money, okay? We're onto something here. Is this another Soulsy thing? It healed me. And the enemies are back. Okay, so that's basically a Dark Souls bonfire. Beginning your adventure. Ringing the East Bell, East Forest Heroes Graveguard Captain, ringing the West Bell, okay. So this is something I did see in Polygon's thing, that you have a manual that you kind of assemble. Which, as they pointed out, I do think this feels like a callback to old Nintendo games when you were kind of forced to use a manual to progress because they were kind of confusing. So this is neat. I like this aspect of it, that you collect pages and it helps you figure out what to do. Sword's a quicker strike and it starts horizontal, which is nice. Okay, here's another Zelda-like thing. We can cut down grass and shrubbery. Yo, sword does way more damage. Makes this fight way easier. Wow. The sword, I'm noticing, even with these big dudes, seems to stun them a little bit more so they can't attack quite as fast. That's kind of neat. Okay, that opened something. What is this? Is that like a piece of heart? I have 1 out of 3. Probably a piece of heart. I don't know. Hello. You're a big boy. Oh, you're the guard captain. Hey, I need to kill you. I'm sorry. Oh, rude. Wasn't paying attention to the ad? What a fool. Foolish mistake! Oh my god. Hey, don't? No, you drop coins when you die. Don't punish me. Why did you have to pick up that aspect of a Soulsborne? Oh god, I'm dead. I have to do ghost stuff? Don't really know what was going on there. Oh, cool. You can pick up your body to get your money back. Very Souls-like. Stab? You didn't do what I said? That was rude of you. Stab? You didn't do it again, but you're dead. Get shit on. Is this where I get a shield? Oh. I got a health potion. Hey, turns out I need one, so that's cool. Oh. That didn't even fully fill my health and now I'm out of Is it an Estus flask? Okay, so I visited the hero's grave, fought the guard captain, and rang the bell. Yeah, East Forest, hero's grave, guard captain. And then I rang the East Bell. Yeah, okay, so the whole point was to just ring the East Bell, which I did. I did it. The war's over, we can go home. I got a... it's a double-folded book with jewels in the center. Okay. Okay, thank you. What you got for me, Paige? Oh, map. Nice. You what? Oh, nope. Oh, okay. I was really afraid this was going to be a hard boss fight. Bombs or health potion? Oh, you're a merchant. You're a merchant. I'm going to buy this. Another potion. Now I have 2 Estus flasks. Thank you. I need to come back with more money. I'll see you soon, freaky thing. A shield. Hey, these are like straight up just from Zelda, right? Flying skulls. I forget what they're called in Zelda games, but that's a little more blatant, I'd say. The shield is much more convenient than trying to dodge things, I must say. If you seek to increase your power... So the teeth things increase my attack, flowers are health, the book thing is potions. Okay, so I need 100 coins along with that tooth to increase my attack. What am I at on coins? I've got 399. Let's try it. Hey, look, these are the, hold on, let me find the right page. These are slorms. They just want to be close to you, stun it by blocking. Good tip. Hey, come here. I know you just want to be close to me, friend. Let me block you. Oh my god, you explode. Okay. The book did not say anything about you exploding. I feel misled. Here, take my money and upgrade my attack. Yo, my attack is now 2! Yo, it's a coin. But, like, different than the other ones that I've been getting. Is there something in my book about it? Nope, it's just a golden coin, and it leads into that weird card thing I got, which leads to page 20, which I do not have. Okay, okay. Now we're talking. I have no idea what's going on. What are you? A little magic dagger thing, huh? Don't mind if I do. Has 3 charges. Whoa, I can do magic ice attacks. Let's go. That's sick. I mean, I've wasted one, but still, how dope. Hey, nerd. Ha! Get frozen, you loser. Oh, hey. Do you want to be frozen? Because you are. So good at these quips. Oh, God. No, you scared me with noises. Not a fan of that. This is the Garden Knight. Okay. Oh my god, I did very little damage. Oh my god, please. I am just a boy. I was not prepared for this. I am now realizing. So it's good to move sideways, because you dodge half of his hits, so your stamina doesn't get as messed up. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's adding to his attack pattern. Panic. Up. Down. Down. Oh wow. That was a fun fight. Not too challenging, but not too easy. I had a good time. I got a thing. It's a thing. Whoa. Whoa. Is it different magic? 16. Yo, I can shoot now. I've got range. Does it... Oh shit, hit myself. Nice. Snipe. Nice. I like having a ranged weapon. Okay. This feels like a good stopping point. I'm going to keep playing, and I'll be back to you with the review in a second. Death's Door did it better. For the first hour of my time with Tunic, that's all I could think. The combat itself isn't the greatest, which at first feels bad considering how much combat there actually is. That's why all I could think about was Death's Door, a game with seemingly way more satisfying combat. Eventually though, combat does get better, mostly as you acquire new weapons and abilities, the combat really starts to click. What seems to be flaws at first turn out to be intentional mechanics to make this feel more like an old school Zelda game, where you're rewarded for hiding behind your shield. But it actually all comes together in a very satisfying way. Polygon got it right when they said it's the secrets and mysteries of the world that make Tunic special. At first, I really didn't like the manual where you had to find new pages to explain how the game works, but I came to really appreciate it. Getting the page that explained that those materials I had been collecting were actually upgrade materials was exciting, and it was nice pulling up the dungeon map to feel like I'm playing an actual Zelda game. And the one time I didn't have a map for the area, I felt lost. This game doesn't have charming and unique characters, mostly because it barely has any characters, but it definitely has puzzle-based dungeons and a collection of new tools that you need to master in order to take down the next boss. And while Tunic does have a lot of Soulsborne mechanics, like a dodge roll and essentially an Estus Flask, they don't come close to overshadowing how thoroughly Zelda-like this game is. So this game absolutely qualifies as a Zelda-like in my eyes, but like most of the games on this list, it's way more like the older top-down Zelda games with almost no similarities to Tears of the Kingdom. So once again, Tunic does not scratch the Tears of the Kingdom itch. But it is a really great game, and it's on Xbox Game Pass, so if you have that, you should definitely check it out. Next up we have Unsighted. Polygon said Unsighted takes a lot of classic Zelda elements and makes them new thanks to a unique and honestly stressful twist. The game wears its classic Zelda influences on its sleeve, with a full 3 layers of map bounded off by regions that require flexible and creative problem solving to beat. Let's see how true that is. Okay, so looks like we've got health in the top left, broken up into separate segments like hard containers, that's Zelda-y. We've got a key thing at the bottom right. We're collecting keys. That's pretty Zelda-y. Collect the syringe to heal yourself. Okay. You've collected the plasma syringe. Press right bumper to heal yourself. Okay, so it is It plays a little music when you collect an item. Oh, we've got a sprint, which does use up stamina. Okay, interesting. I don't know if that's intended to be a jump or a dodge. We'll find out. Ah, you know what? Hey, this is Zelda. You go up onto a higher level and you can drop down to avoid obstacles. That's very Zelda-like. We gotta fight? Let's go, son. Oh, okay, okay. Telegraphed attack. That's pretty cool looking. I like that. Oh, okay, hold on. Still not sure if I'm supposed to use this as a jump or a dodge. I'm gonna try using it as a dodge. Hey, A is in fact a dodge. The menu has told me as much. Hey, is this Navi? That looks like a fairy right there. It's a metal fairy. It's Navi. Yeah, pretty Zelda-y map. But, I mean, also kind of just a... It's a pretty common map, but it has layers. I'm comfortable calling that Zelda-like. Oh, so maybe the dodge also works as a jump. Oh, nope, okay, hold on. Hold on, I can make this. Maybe it needs to be a sprint dodge. Dude, it has to be a sprint dodge. Let's go. I know Zelda-Likes, especially the top-down ones, aren't much of platformers, but I am a sucker for some platforming elements. Is that a block? Oh, there's a parry? Oh, you can actually deflect ranged attacks. So when you deflect a ranged attack with it, it does damage. But when you parry a melee attack with it, it stuns them, allowing you to do an attack for more damage. Maybe I feel comfortable saying that's like Tears of the Kingdom, so it is Zelda-like, I guess. I don't think you'll be able to cross that gap with your current equipment. Hey look, another Zelda-like thing. We need to get new equipment, new tools that we can use to progress. Amazing. Solving a Zelda puzzle right now. BRB. You got a blaster, let's go. That feels good. Whoa, a timed reload mechanic? For a faster reload? Am I playing Gears of War? I'm playing Gears of War. Interesting. I like that it auto-locks on to the closest target you're aiming at, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Oh my god, Minecraft? I can Minecraft? Okay, so stick, and then iron ingot, making an iron pickaxe. Oh shit, failed combinations will result in a loss of every selected material. Never mind. The game does not want me to make an iron pickaxe. I'm gonna wait until I have a blueprint. I'm starting to think this is becoming Majora's Mask. The crater tower is in place, hiding the anima, which is stripping the automatons of consciousness. So it sounds like there's a timer to beat the game, so that way you don't become unsighted. So it's this crater tower is the moon from Majora's Mask. Oh, okay, you don't have to follow the order, it's just a suggestion. Got it. Hey, that's pretty Tears of the Kingdom-y. Leave it open-ended, let me approach each dungeon in the order I want to do them in. Oh, hey, next to Ivana it says 511 hours remaining. Oh shit, okay. I also like how your dodge attack is its own animation. You do a nice little leap. It's especially cool for when you get that perfect stun parry and can capitalize on it. Boss fight? This feels like a boss fight. High jump, Boots. Press A to high jump, let's go! Yo, I can high jump. How will high jump help me here? Ah, that's how. Nope, wrong button. Oh god. Getting mixed up now. You know, when this boss fight started, I was like, this is super easy. I'm gonna have no difficulty at all here. But it definitely spices things up, and it starts moving way quicker. And having to manage reloads between high jumps is a little stressful, but I am having an absolutely grand time. And the side jumps work. Wow. That was a very fun boss fight. Like, very fun. I had a great time. That was hard. It was just the right amount of challenging. Just enough to where I barely beat it on my first attempt with a couple close calls. For me, that's the perfect first boss fight that you expect players to encounter. That was incredible. I wonder if my dodges are actually higher now because of the high jump boots? I'm not sure. Oh, they definitely feel higher. It seems like I'm getting launched much further. Oh my god, that's amazing. This is so great. Oh my god, what? And you can even dodge towards a wall and clamber up the rest. Dude, this is so good. The only thing I'm struggling with now is having so many different combat options and button presses and stuff that I'm having, sometimes my brain defaults. and I forget what button press does what, so I'll try to dodge but accidentally hit the reload button or something like that. I'm sure that's obviously that's something I would adjust to, but very satisfying combat when you nail a combo like that. God damn. Alright, this feels like a good place to stop. I'm gonna keep playing, and I'll talk to you in a second. I gotta be honest, just based off of the screenshots on Steam, I did not have high hopes when I started playing this game. It just didn't look like something I would be into. Boy, was I wrong. This game is honestly incredible, and it deserves much more attention than it's received. The story is a bit basic and predictable, but not in a bad way. More like a well-executed retelling of a classic tale with a few looming mysteries to keep you hooked, which is kind of a Zelda-like quality in its own right. The gameplay is obviously the highlight here. As I noted while playing, there are so many new mechanics, weapons, and abilities thrown at you that it can sometimes be difficult to instinctively hit the right button during a boss fight, but the more you play, the easier it gets. And honestly, I love that about Unsighted. It doesn't slow down, ever. You are constantly being surprised with new and exciting mechanics, like the high jump boots that improve and revolutionize the excellent platforming system that I didn't think needed improving. The combat is tactile and exciting, comboing a timed parry that you were able to capitalize on with a crit into a few shots at another enemy, into a timed reload, into a forward dodge attack. When it all comes together like that, it's just an incredibly satisfying feeling. Then on top of all that, you've got an evolved version of Majora's Mask's timer, but with the added stress of spending a specific currency to prioritize keeping some NPCs alive longer than others. But if you don't want that stress and you just want to enjoy the game at your own pace, you can disable that feature. I could go on and on about what a joy this was to play, but let's talk about how this game fits the brief. You've got unique and charming characters, puzzles, and new tools that you have to master in order to progress, so yeah, this game is absolutely a Zelda-like. I actually say this is an amazing evolution of the top-down Zelda game. Not only are there dozens of mechanics and features that are clearly inspired by the Zelda franchise, but Unsighted iterates on that formula in unexpected and delightful ways. This is the first game of this video that I would say might actually scratch that Tears of the Kingdom itch for some people. It most certainly did for me, because the thing that really set Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom apart from the other games in the Zelda franchise is freedom and player agency. Unsighted has that freedom, in its movement, in the customization of your loadout, and in choosing what order you want to approach the bosses. I can't recommend this game enough. Next up is Fez. Fez is worthy of the Zelda-like mantle in how the player discovers and changes the playing space and works to unlock the secrets inside. That sounds like a bit of a stretch there, Polygon. Let's see how true it is. Do that to look around, press to snap it back. That's kind of cool. I also like that you can ledge grab. He was holding on here? Hold on. Yeah, that's cool. And you can shimmy. That's super neat. Okay. Today is special day. Adventure is ready. It's Gomez time. Okay, what is this game? OMG, it's a Fez. That's the name of the game. This is crazy. There are 8 cube bits in this village, like this one right here. Together they'll form a full cube, which you can use to unseal a door. Find them. Okay, very interesting. How you can be here and you're so far away from the platform, but then when you rotate, you're not. There's one. Okay, so one more, right? Oh no, that was it. Cool. I'm so good at this game. Time to begin the adventure. Hey, listen. Okay, Navi, hey, I think I may have found the first truly Zelda-like thing in this game. My little thing said, hey, listen, like it's Navi. So, clearly a Zelda-like. It is nice how the perspective change, speeds up your platforming. That's not... Oh my god, careful. Hold on. Okay. Oh, no way. It's another door. I told you there would be a lot of doors. This one requires 4 cubes. This one 8. And this one 16. This place, it's like some kind of important door place. Oh, I don't know. That's why you're here. Now go find them cubes. Okay. I'm trying to think of things to talk about here, but honestly, I don't really have much to say. I'm just gonna keep playing, and I'll see if that changes. I'll see you in a second. Yeah, so Polygon's barebone rationale makes sense now. This isn't really a Zelda-like in any way, and is the first game that I think absolutely does not belong on this list. The other games on this list that I wouldn't really consider Zelda-likes at least had some clear nods to the Zelda franchise, but this game just doesn't. There's no unique or charming characters, there's puzzles, but they aren't at all similar to Zelda puzzles, and the only tool you have to master to progress is the only tool you get in the game, so that doesn't count. The only things about this game that were remotely Zelda-like was Dot saying, "Hey, listen," and at one point I broke a wall with a bomb. As for the game itself, it's alright. I was really expecting to love this game because I really like puzzle platformers, but I couldn't really get into it. I understand how this game was pretty revolutionary when it released in 2012, but there are so many better games in the genre now, so this one just felt tedious. Not a Zelda-like, and doesn't even come close to scratching the Tears of the Kingdom itch. Next up is Outer Wilds. Polygon said, "Outer Wilds is a true spiritual successor to Majora's Mask, in which time is an intricate gameplay system, but also the specter looming over every character caught in its web." I have actually already played this game in the past, so I know how true that is. I don't want to fake first reactions or anything, so I'm just going to skip straight to the review portion. Outer Wilds is a very, very well-known game in the indie community, and obviously you don't need me to tell you that it's a good game. But I'll tell you anyway, Outer Wilds is fantastic. It's one of those rare games that's ending gets you emotional in the best way possible, and if you're anything like me, it'll stick with you for weeks after. The ending is only this effective because of the unique story structure, in which you slowly uncover past events to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Not to mention the absolutely stellar atmosphere and vibe that Outer Wilds cultivates, as you fly around the cold depths of space completely by yourself. The Zelda-likeness that Polygon is trying to connect here is in the time loop mechanic, where every 22 minutes the solar system gets annihilated by a supernova, making you start over from the beginning. But each time you start over, you have more knowledge that you learned from your travels, so you're still making progress. This is somewhat reminiscent of the system found in Majora's Mask, except in that game you actually completely start over if you take too long. Outer Wilds does have unique and charming characters and puzzles that you have to solve, but I wouldn't really call it a Zelda-like. But that's mostly because I think calling it a Zelda-like would take away from the unique and magical experience that this game is. It probably won't scratch your Tears of the Kingdom itch, but it is a work of art and I definitely recommend checking it out. Next up is Chicory, A Colorful Tale. In Chicory, A Colorful Tale, you fill the world with color, one brushstroke at a time. It's also an incredible Zelda-style top-down puzzle game with the paintbrush enabling you to do outlandish things, like travel through vines and rivers or climb up walls. Let's find out how true that is. You got the brush! Right. Here I go. Oh wow, it's so beautiful. Oh god, and I'm coloring outside the lines. Oh my god, this is so messy. Oh, what have I done? I shouldn't have taken this brush. Can you color my house back in? However you like. Can I erase it a bit? I'm sorry, are you not satisfied with my work? Fine. Fine. She said, "I'll tell you when to stop erasing." Does that mean you're gonna let me erase the whole thing and then you'll be like, "Okay, that's good"? You're so mean. I worked hard on that. I know I'm not a professional. Are you serious? It wasn't how I liked it before, but you can color it again if you want. I'd really like if you colored it differently. You know what? Enjoy your uncolored house. You deserve it. You frickin' snob. Oh, shit. Oh, and it colors me. Interesting. That's kind of cool. I like the static screens. That's very reminiscent of, like, the older top-down Zelda games, where you can't scroll the screen to the side at all. It's just whatever you see on screen is what's on screen, and if you move to the side of the screen, it takes you to a new area. I'd like that. Oh, you can double tap to do a big splotch. That's pretty cool. I like that you can color literally everything in the environment, so just whenever you want, you can just stop and color in an entire level, just for funsies. Oh my god, the Great Deku Tree? Am I dead? Oh, shit! Get colored, nerd. It's a boss fight. It's a painting boss fight. You've never seen anything like it. The world isn't ready for this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hey, this actually isn't like a crazy easy boss fight like I was expecting. That wasn't that bad. That was actually a pretty fun boss fight. To me it felt, I guess it is pretty Zelda-like. Yeah. But to me it gave me like kind of Contra vibes. I'm sure a lot of you aren't going to be old enough to know what I'm talking about, but it kind of gives Contra vibes. But it's fun. It was good. Your paint will now glow in dark places. Hey, that's tight. Back to Chicory, but now I can light this up. Oh, sweet lord, why do they look like that? I don't know what I did. Chicory thought you were worthy of the brush, huh? Builders simply aren't as good as they used to be. I miss the days of Blackberry. Wow, rude. If you like that sort of thing. Okay, well, you know what, Pumpernickel? Just for that, you're getting this. I hope you're happy. Oh, God. It's really not very balanced. I'd like to see additional colors. Okay, actually, you know what? Good. Good, then. I'm just gonna color it all one color since you hate wielders and are a snob, like that other loser to the... You know what? You're gonna be that color, too. Eat shit. Anyway, where am I going? The hell are those? Oh, God. They're, like, scurrying away from the light, I guess? Ooh, oh, they bring darkness back. Got it. They're bringing sexy back. Okay, so they suck, but they don't seem to hurt me, so it's fine. Going back home to Potluck, come and visit sometime. And don't forget the Wielder Temple. You gotta fix it. Okay. I'll try my gosh diddly darndest, son. What is this? Oh. Oh, neat. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, this is gonna explode the rocks. Yeah, okay. And, oh, I can move it! Interesting. I thought I was gonna unlock some ability that allowed me to use my brush to destroy rocks, and I mean, that's still a possibility, but it could just be this. Kind of like bomb flowers. Oh, interesting. I bet I can use this to blow me across the gap. That's so dope. Look at that, I jumped. Create beauty. Wait, hold on. Alright, I've created beauty. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be uncovering words. Okay, hold on. Nothing happened. Anyway, reveal truth. Yep, of course, naturally, that's what I was doing that, so. In pursuit of beauty, we seek connection in every direction, and bringing all together, we find the truth. So I think I'm supposed to combine all these in the final thing. Right, so. I think we can now head all the way back up. To me, this kind of reminds me of, like, collecting keys in a Zelda dungeon. We've got our plus sign here. Okay. Or, like, a field post. Hey, I did it! Is this another boss fight? Yep. Oh, 2 eyes this time? Scary? Oh, shit. The hell are you? This music is banging, brother. Please let me damage you again? Good lord, it gets so hectic. Did I do it? Am I free? That was a tough fight, man. In a game like this, you don't expect it, but that was tough. Your bond with the brush is powered up. Let's go. What did I unlock? Hold B to swim in your paint, move quickly and fit through narrow gaps. What? Oh my god, I'm playing Splatoon? This whole time I thought I was a dog, but it turns out I'm a squid. So like this gap? Way too narrow to fit through, right? Just you wait until you become a squid! Alright, I'm gonna keep playing, and I'm gonna get back to you with the review. This game is honestly fantastic. When you look at it from a distance, it doesn't seem to resemble a Zelda game at all, but I feel like this is actually the most traditional Zelda-like game on this list, at least for the top-down Zelda games. It's got unique and charming characters, puzzle-based dungeons, and new tools that you have to master in order to progress, this time in the form of new brush abilities like the Splatoon ability. On top of that, you've got small towns with people to talk to and buildings to enter, classic top-down Zelda-style levels that you go between by walking to the edge of the screen, and surprisingly challenging boss fights that are very similar to classic Zelda bosses. Honestly, I think the only thing stopping this game from being a Zelda game in all but name is the lack of enemies in the overworld. The only combat comes from boss fights, but they're quite fun. Overall, I had a blast with this game. The art style is very nice, and it's very satisfying to be able to add your own personal touch to the world, and it's really cool that you have the choice to do some very detailed coloring or just increase your brush size and drown the world in color. And if you really want to be an artiste, you can use unlockable brush styles to add your own unique texture to the world. And your art actually stays, and it reflects on the map too. This game was just an unexpected treat, and it is definitely a Zelda-like through and through. But like nearly every single game on this list, it has basically nothing in common with Tears of the Kingdom, and therefore won't fill that void. Still fun as hell though. Next up, we have Hyper-Light Drifter. Polygon said, another top-down adventure masterpiece, Hyper-Light Drifter is an open-ended adventure that, like The Legend of Zelda, subtly directs the player to level up and become more powerful before taking on the next boss or the big bad. Art Machine's world, explicitly inspired by The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, is worth the exploration, and the discovery that awaits will enthrall you. Let's see how true that is. Alright, so I've got 2 charges of heals. That kind of feels like an Estus Flask. Okay, more breakable environment stuff. Here's an enemy. Oh, shit. Okay, interesting. Slash enemies and objects to charge guns. I see, okay. So you do have, you know, health in the top left. The healing is more like an Estus Flask, so that's a little Souls-like. But it is a health bar that is segmented, so it's kind of like hearts in a Zelda game. I see for the story of this game, they really like to show rather than tell. And you know what? I can respect it. Okay, I got a thing that I'm sure does something. How exciting. Exhilarating, even. It seems like the purpose of breaking things is either just to hope for a health pickup like that, or to recharge ammo. Hello. Yep. Right, and then that's the natural progression, of course, yep. So then, sure, that's about what I thought would happen next. And then I think what's going to happen is, that's the end of the story. I knew that, yeah. That's my thoughts exactly. Good talk. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shooting helps. Shooting absolutely helps. Good lord. Okay. These guys are a menace. But clearly the game knows that, because it gave me 2 health pickups here. Oh, okay. Was not expecting a falling floor. See you, nerd. Good God. Good God. You suck. See you, zombie. Yeah, you come over here too. It's fine, I promise. Idiot! You have stuck me? Can I... Oh! Oh god, no! Oh my god. Oh my god, this is hell. At least I took some of them with me. Okay. This is so chaotic. It's fun though. Okay. Alright, that wasn't bad. Shit. 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 I hate this. Oh my god, I hate this. Please, I'm just a boy. I'm just a boy. That's... Oh my god. Why would you do this to me? That was just so much all at once. Oh, shit. You're terrifying? Okay. R.I.P. in peace, I guess? You're actually kind of small potatoes. Oh, okay. Alright. This seems unnecessary. Oh my god, okay. Nope! Yep, alright. I knew that was bad. That was a mistake. Oh, shit. Can't swing fast enough for all of you. Come on. Dude. This game really just likes to overwhelm you with a ton of enemies and hope you survive. This seems dangerous. Is this a boss fight? I'm scared. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Oh boy, it's a boss fight. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Some ads. Oh man. Oh. This is hard. This is hard. Oh good. They have friendly fire turned on. Oh my god. Everything hurts. Nowhere is safe. Holy shit. No, dude, I was so close. I was so close. I just barely goofed it. Oh my god, that's depressing. This is a fun boss battle. It's just overwhelming enough to keep your heart rate up, but not too overwhelming to make you feel like it's impossible to do. And that's, I think, the sweet spot. Okay, well, I'm already blowing it. This is not the run. This is not the one where I succeed. Yep, there it is. Okay. Damn it. I keep hitting the edge of his squares. So I don't know where he's going to place them, and I just dodge into where they end up being, just barely. Oh, like that. Oh, get shit on, dude. Oh my god, that was really hard. Oh, a new gun? Sick. What does this one do? Oh. Neat. Well, let's head back to town and unlock a new ability. Okay, I'm gonna unlock whatever this thing is. For 3 whole token thingies. So it basically just gives me a second dash, but only in, like, other directions. I can't dash forward twice, I have to, like, zigzag. I guess that could be helpful for some boss encounters. Oh, you can chain it even more. That's interesting. I doubt I'd ever actually be able to pull off more than 2 in an actual combat scenario, because I'm just going to be, you know, focused on surviving. I want to try out this gun, though. Let's try this out. Is it piercing? Is that what's special about it? It is piercing. And it does 2 damage per hit, because these guys have 3 health. Interesting. I mean, that's cool. I like that it's piercing. I wish it felt new. It just feels slow. It doesn't really feel... I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. At least it does more damage. Well, I think this is a good stopping point. I'm going to stop here, I'm going to keep playing, and I'll get back to you. When I first started playing Hyper Light Drifter, it honestly just felt like a worse version of Unsighted, to the point where I actually checked to see if they were made by the same developer, because Unsighted just felt like a direct improvement on the formula. But alas, they are not made by the same developer, and they actually are quite different. I have my gripes with Hyper Light Drifter, like the fact that the art style is really flat, so it's often hard to make out certain things in the environment, but it's a very fun game in its own right. With Unsighted, the difficulty comes from having a bunch of different tools and mechanics that you need to use and combine to survive, so you have to remember the many inputs in the middle of the boss fight. In Hyper Light Drifter, it's the opposite. For the most part, you just attack, dodge, and shoot, with some slight variations as you unlock skills, so there's a lot less nuance to the combat loop. Instead, the difficulty comes from being overwhelmed with enemies and attacks coming at you from many different directions. Overall, I personally prefer the kind of difficulty that Unsighted offers because it allows you to feel like your skill level is actually improving rather than relying entirely on reflexes. But still, there's definitely something to be said for the heart-pounding chaos that happens when you're trying to survive a boss's flurry of attacks while ads are flying in at you. As far as being a Zelda-like, I didn't catch that many connections. The characters are visually unique, but not very charming due to the lack of names and dialogue. It kind of has dungeons, but they're not puzzle-based. And there aren't really new tools that you need to master outside of your starting few moves. It does have some similarities to Zelda games, like walking to the edge of the map to scroll to the next section of the level, absolutely zero hand-holding or direction given, and I guess bosses with attacks that you need to dodge to survive. But this game leans entirely on dodging with basically no blocking option at all, so I don't think it counts as a Zelda-like, and yet again, it will most likely not scratch your Tears of the Kingdom itch. Finally, we have Elden Ring. Polygon said, while it's easy enough to compare it to Breath of the Wild, or at least developer From Software's take on Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring owes just as much to the Zelda game that started it all in 1986. This is another game that I of course have played before, so we're gonna skip straight to the review. There's not much left that I could say about the quality of Elden Ring that hasn't already been said. Chances are the vast majority of people who watch this video have at least heard of Elden Ring, and obviously it's just a fantastic game. So let's just get straight to the point and talk about whether or not Elden Ring belongs on this list. Let's start with Polygon's criteria. There are dungeons, but they're usually not puzzle-based. The characters are unique, but I'd hesitate to call them charming. And there aren't really new tools you need to master in order to progress, since you can technically beat the whole game with your starting build if you're skilled enough. So it doesn't really fit Polygon's criteria, and while I can believe that the Souls series took some inspiration from classic Zelda games, the presence of dungeons and bosses isn't really enough to classify it as a Zelda-like for me. Frankly, even if it was enough to consider it a Zelda-like, I wouldn't want to. The Souls franchise has arguably made a larger impact on the gaming industry than the Zelda franchise has, at least in modern gaming. Just look at Steam. They specifically have a tag for Souls-like games, but you won't find a tag for Zelda-like games. Sure, maybe that's because the Zelda franchise isn't as consistent, so the definition of what constitutes a Zelda-like is much broader, but I think the Souls games, including Elden Ring, are entirely their own beast. So while I don't consider Elden Ring to be a Zelda-like, I think it's one of the only games on this list that comes close to scratching your Tears of the Kingdom itch, and that's primarily due to having a massive open world and a tremendous amount of player freedom. If you somehow haven't played Elden Ring yet, and you like games with difficult but rewarding combat, then Elden Ring is probably the best game on this list to fill the Tears of the Kingdom-sized void in your heart. Wow, it's finally over. Do you realize how long it took me to play 11 games? It's crazy. But I have a few key takeaways that I want to share. You may have noticed that the majority of Zelda-likes on this list are far more similar to the classic top-down Zelda games rather than our 3D ones, but to Polygon's credit, they didn't specifically say that these games would be similar to Tears of the Kingdom, they just said that these are Zelda-likes that you could play after Tears of the Kingdom. You may have also noticed that I only said 2 of these games come close to scratching your Tears of the Kingdom itch, and, well, I think that's because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are incredibly unique and amazing video games, and the magic of these games isn't easily replicated. Some games have tried, like Immortals Phoenix Rising, but none have really come close, and that's okay. Just give it some time and revisit Tears of the Kingdom in the future, maybe with some mods or challenging limitations to make it feel fresh again. None of this is to say that the games on this list aren't incredible in their own right, so I want to offer you some different categories to maybe help you find which of these games you'll enjoy based on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a good story, then I think Outer Wilds and Eastward have you covered. If you're more interested in good combat, then I'd recommend Elden Ring for 3D or Unsighted and Death's Door for 2D. If you want puzzles, then I guess Fez, even though I think there are better puzzle platformers out there. If you actually have friends like some kind of weirdo, then you'll probably have fun with Nobody Saves the World. If you're just straight up looking for a Zelda-like, then Tunic is the closest you're gonna get. And finally, the game that I think everybody should try on this list is Unsighted. Elden Ring and Outer Wilds are already very well known, but Unsighted is an absolute sleeper hit that needs more attention. Thanks for watching.